The Mercedes-AMG GT is a deeply desirable everyday supercar that builds purposefully on the heritage of its SLS predecessor. It's uncompromising, intoxicating, and very, very fast.
As with any AMG model, it's the engine that defines this car. A 4-litre bi-turbo V8 offering 476 bhp in the base GT model and 510 bhp in the GTS variant we're trying here. It's a glorious sounding power plant with a lavishly intoxicating soundtrack that never lets up as you power to 62 miles an hour in around 4 seconds en route to a top speed that would be around 190 miles an hour on a track or an empty autobahn. All this frantic potential is harnessed by an AMG SpeedShift DCT 7-speed paddle shift auto gearbox with transmission toys that include a race start launch control feature and software that blips the throttle on downshift to the evocative accompaniment of popping and banging from the switchable AMG performance exhaust system. The exhaust note is one of the parameters influenced by the various settings of the car's AMG Dynamic Select driving mode system. This being one of those setups that can alter the throttle response, the steering feel, gear shift timings and stability control thresholds to suit the way that you want to drive. On a GTS variant like this one, the setup controls the damping too, courtesy of an AMG Ride Control adaptive damping system. And we think you'll need this to keep this car in check at speed over bumpier surfaces. It's on roads like these that you'll also appreciate this car's rear axle differential lock, a feature that's electronically controlled in this GTS model for quicker response. Running cost efficiency is impressive given the power on offer. Expect 30.1 miles per gallon on the combined cycle and 219 grams per kilometre of CO2 from a GTS derivative. And not much less from more powerful 557 bhp GTC and 585 bhp GTR variants, which are available if you can stretch to them. Any supercar must be an eye-catching thing. The old SLS certainly was. Unlike that car, this GT model makes quite an impression at first glance. Yes, a little disappointingly, it lacks the exotic gull-wing doors that characterised its classic predecessor, but that's intentional. All part of drive not only to reduce weight, complexity and cost, but also to give this machine its own distinct character. It's also shorter and narrower than the previous Mercedes-AMG design, with aesthetic aggression that's ramped up several more degrees. Get one of these in your mirrors and you would move over quickly. Take a seat behind the wheel and the SLS underpinnings are betrayed by the way the designers have had to retain that car's huge, oversized central transmission tunnel, which comes from a choice of chromed, high gloss or, as in this case, carbon finishes. In a nod to that V8 engine up front, it features 8 AMG drive unit control buttons laid out in a V formation. It's deliciously unnecessary to have as many as 4 jet engine style chrome vents here at the top of the centre stack, but it looks great and it adds to the whole aviation style theme. Just above these sits the 8.4-inch Command Online infotainment screen that's far more cleanly integrated into the dash than it is on most other Mercedes models. And it features the usual sophisticated graphics that make those of every other rival system look dull and cheap. So we'll finish by taking a look out back. And with the hatch raised, there's a similar sort of wide, shallow boot compartment to that you get in a rival Jaguar F-Type SVR. The space provided, though, is significantly less, 350 litres or 285 litres if you close this retractable load cover to keep your belongings out of sight. Still, that's more than you get in an Audi R8, and it's enough to take 2 golf bags lengthways or crossways. The second car, designed and built by Mercedes AMG division, is very different from the first, and not only because it lacks the predecessor's gull-wing doors. The old SLS could be both a supercar and a continental cruiser, but with this AMG GT, you sense from the beginning a refining of priorities. It's a kind of car that enthusiasts will still be talking about a century from now. There isn't anything more that needs to be said.